Go. Hello and welcome to. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, we've got a bit of a problem here. Some of these pictures are not coming up. The pictures have gone kaboom.
I'm coming.
1 second. We're just going to go back. Hey guys, hello, and sorry about that. That was a bit of a mix-up there. My fault, obviously. I did something with Discord and completely undid all of Missy's work, and I'm so sorry for that. Welcome to another Kobold's Campfire. You're with me, Many More Games, the Dungeon Master of our little Meeple Palace Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. We are here today to talk a little bit about what happened in the last couple of episodes. We did a sort of back-to-back episode, so we've got a lot to discuss. We've got about 5 hours of content to discuss. I'm sorry, base operations is now sending through a message. Don't touch the Discord window while capturing it. And that's basically what I'm basically feeling now. I'm sorry, base, you're right, I did that. Alright, so today with me I have our noble cleric who likes to smite those abominations, Pedrick Stromberg, played by the human, who's also a human, Kellum, also known as Kavern. We have also playing with us today, we also have today with us Vistra, no last name for it's a mystery, who plays as our dwarf arcane trickster, a rogue. Also played by human, Missy TTV or Tonya. Tonya. Hi guys, thanks for joining us today.
It's awesome.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Well, if you were here, if you watched our last episode of Kobold's Campfire, we talked. Sorry, I've just seen something which says that Pedrick's name tag says Pefrick. Oh dear. Okay, well, it is Pedrick.
Also, my fault.
It's
my
Pedrick.
Fault. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's Pedrick. Pedric. None of us can spell today. Anyway, it's all good. Sorry, Pedrick, you are Pefrick today, it seems.
Hey, no problem.
I have to work that into the story somehow. Maybe someone will know you as Pefrick. Okay, so if you don't mind, we're just gonna have a little bit of a chat about the last couple of sessions. How do you? I mean, just a general thoughts. First of all, because how do you feel as players? How do you feel as players the last couple of things went. How do you think your character reacted in those situations that were thrown at you one after another as you're trying to work your way through the hatchery?
I'll let Pedrick go first.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, Pethrick, it's been hectic for not only Pedrick, but for the entire group. It's been one battle after another, and we're all just at this point trying to survive. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's been really crazy. We've been thrown into this chaos of cultists and kobolds, and it's just one thing after another. And you know, we're in the greenest keep, and it's like, oh, could you also go back and save this person? Oh, could you also go back and fight these guys? Can you also go back and it's like, really, can you not look after yourself? Like, and then obviously you've got like a weird Hal, you know, falling down the middle step. And just as Vistra reached out to go, let me check for and it's like, nope, boom, 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 sliding down and into these evil, very nasty mushrooms. Yes, and then did it again. But then Vistra can't talk because Vistra ended up going off in a huff in the last episode and decided to go off scouting. And then she ended up, you know, finding some drakes, what was it, dragon drakes, you know, and ended up going, hi guys, we're here, and then, you know, bringing in the kobold.
It's like, well, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. We just got a base. The minute you were saying that, base of operations wrote on there. Anybody would think that the Great and Almighty GM is trying to kill us. I'm not trying to kill you. I set the situations. I set the manner. There's multiple ways you can deal with different problems. It's not my fault if you just decide to go and walk right through all the traps without looking, or touching things without looking and checking them first, or throwing a torch into a dark pit to see what's there and alerting the dragon dogs that you're actually there. I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, that's the thing about Dungeons and Dragons. There's always going to be something there to trip you up, but there's ways around things. And as a DM, I hope I'm not being too unfair. I am trying. I mean, Horde of the Dragon. Everybody will tell you Horde of the Dragon Queen is a hard campaign. It's not an easy campaign. It is punishing. But I think that as a GM, you guys have played so many really awesome role playing moments that I have to reward. That it's actually helped you guys get maybe slightly above the curve. Where some aspects of it are controlled. I mean, if you were just playing as murder hobos going around and trying to like just kill everything in sight, you may not actually have done as well in that way. I mean, trying to reward those things. Miniax Miniature says that no, you are just a PC kill crazy GM. I'm not maybe. I don't know.
Well, actually, and we have managed to keep alive. I mean, I think the only injury was, I think, last session when, Pedrick is now the pirate cleric.
Yeah.
Which is just oh my god. And then when Bishop came back after seeing those kobolds in the cave, and then she's like, where are the guys? Like, I scouted ahead, but like, I haven't seen them, or they haven't come near me. I'll go check on them. And then there was like a troglodyte or something that was like, I only saw one of them right at the end, and you guys are all fighting them, and like someone's left prone, and Pedrick's got has lost an eye, and I was like, oh my god, what have you guys got yourselves into?
Yeah, you guys definitely thoroughly tested out the injuries table in the first
we really did.
First game you played it with. There's actually going to be a little change to that today. I need to talk to us at the beginning of the game. I'll talk to you all at the same time. There'll be a little change to how that works. Just because I've done a bit more research, looked at some what other GMs have done, and I found another balance that I'm going to try and introduce. Again, it's still quite early in the campaign because I think it will make it less maybe I don't think it'll make it less deadly, but I think it'll still keep that fear, but maybe make it more controllable. I need to look at that. I'm gonna present that today anyway. All right.
To be fair, I feel a bit annoyed with the fact that Vistra didn't check what was causing those dexterity saves for me and Pedrick going through the flipping curtain.
You went through 5 times, and every single time.
I went through like twice or something.
No, you went through. Yeah, but you went through once, and then you held it open, and then you came back and you went through again, and that time with Pedrick, and then you went out, and that's meant you had to do it again. So.
And the clanky, clumsy guy passed every one of them. Go figure.
What is wrong with that? Seriously. But it's just like on one side of the curtain, it's just like, oh, it's all leather and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, why are we getting these dexterity saves? I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's going to fall on us, or maybe, I have no idea. But I just didn't think to check the other side. I just assumed it was all the same. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try. We've had a lovely. I'm gonna try and get us a little bit back on track for what we want to do with this today. It's been lovely. This is good. I like to talk to you guys and get your opinions on things, and to hear how you feel about me, maybe a little bit as well. But I'd like to ask you, because I mean I know that we've had some RP, we've had but we haven't had a lot of delving into a lot of our characters' backstories just yet, because I know you've kind of been stuck in Greenest. And in the Greenlands for the last for the last 12 sessions, but I'd like to ask you how you feel about your character's personal story at this point in the campaign. I mean, we've had some talks. I've talked with some of you individually, and we've had some ability. We've had some time to talk. I mean, maybe Kellum, not so much with you because you're a newer player. I've talked with the others maybe a little bit more than you and Point about your characters. But I'd like to think, how do you feel about where your character's personal story is in the campaign at this point? Let's start with Pedrick.
Pedrick is still kind of evolving. It's only been, this will be I think like the third episode. But he's starting to feel like he's slowly becoming part of the family with the group, and that he is doing his darndest to keep him up and standing, sometimes sacrificing himself to do so. So hopefully he's enduring himself to the rest of the crew there. Yeah.
You were the first to take a lasting injury. Well, actually, no. The Rogar took one, but then he got magically healed, which got rid of it. But you lost an eye, which means that you need to get it regenerated at a temple or something in order to return it to your face.
Scar's build character, right?
Yeah, Scar. Well, I mean, definitely there was definitely a lot of you diving in there and pushing people out of the way and trying to take the blows for the others. It was very noble and noble sort of jumping in there like that. One thing, just remember, you are the healer. So don't sacrifice yourself too much, because you need to get the others back up if they get hurt.
Just to defend that current little spot, as I see our biggest fighter go down and go down hard, and Frederick's only thought was, I have got to keep him alive or we're all finished. So
yeah.
In that particular case, that was all he was thinking about was not sacrificing himself, but to save Rogar to actually, in his mind, would keep the party alive. Yeah,
I mean, because you were using Cure Wounds, if I remember correctly, and that means you have to touch him. So you had to basically run in there and actually get next to him and touch him to actually heal him. So that was an interesting bit of dynamic play. That was good to see. What about you, Missy? How do you feel about Vistra's story so far?
I like it. I think it's coming together really nicely, especially the fact that you can see that there's a slightly darker side to her. Like, for example, when we were going through the I can't remember what it's called. When you've got the two highest cliffs and we're walking through the center, like the canyon area.
Oh yeah, the ambush.
Yeah, the ambush guys, and Vistra was really dark at one point before she killed off the last guy that we'd tied up. So you got to see a little bit of a darker side to her, something that comes from a vulnerability maybe, but it's there. And then obviously holding a grudge with Leosin, because to her he asked for her help, and yet he put himself in a stupid predicament. No matter how good he thinks he is, no matter if he thought he was doing the right thing, it was still, she didn't agree with that, and so she got to hold a grudge with someone. So that was really interesting to actually show that that can happen, as well as God, when Rogar held on to Vistra and wouldn't let her go into the pit to look around. Oh my God. That was hilarious. But no, the character-wise, that was very good actually. Yeah.
So we've got a one more thing I want to ask is we have your characters have slowly come together and joined into more of a more cohesive unit as time has gone by. Why does but you've stayed for a reason. Your character has stayed with the party for a reason. Why do you think that your character wants or needs to be with the party at this point? What does your character bring to the party that you think is essential for the mix? Pedrick, you want to start?
Pedrick's character is firmly in belief that Torm himself has guided him to join this party, to help defend the innocent peoples of the world and to rid the entire earth of evil, and this is his starting point. So he has to start somewhere, and this group, he feels, because it was his mission at the beginning to seek this group out. So now he feels like a divine calling to keep these adventurers alive and to rid this evil within these hatchery for right now, but in a bigger, broader view, the entire area.
Yeah, it's interesting that because your character is probably along with Weird Hal is the one who has the closest relationship with a deity of some kind from Faerun. So it's interesting to see that how you're using that to develop your character's story. I mean, as a cleric, that's kind of important for you because your powers come from your deity that you worship. That's where your magic comes from. It's the source of your power. So
and his chosen deity is not only his deity, but he was a group within another group called the Three Brothers, who all became gods. So this is the way that he is expressing his devotion, going out and seeking the help of others to band together to fight this evil.
Yeah. What about you, Vistra?
Well, she came because of Leosin's message, and then she bumped into Rogar and Weird Hal, and then Pedrick, and then Point's character, Tack. But I think at one point she started getting curious, mainly about Rogar, because as far as she knows, he seems to have come from a happy background, no devastating, my family is dead and I'm out for revenge, nothing like that. So, and he wants to better himself in his his passion for blacksmithing. And she's really curious because with Vistra, she's got a sad background. There was something serious that happened to her, which brought on her fear of water. And so, and she kind of gave up hope and then ended up falling into the world of the rogues. And so for her to see him just milling around and trying to be a good, decent person in the world, it's like, she's really curious. It's like, can he do it? Can he manage it? And she kind of wants to stick around and see, and Pedrick, she kind of sees the fight in him. Like with Pedrick, we've got to fight these abominations, we've got to get rid of all these horrible things in the world. And for her, she's also interested in that because that's like the fire in her light, in a sense, because again, she's had something bad happen and she holds grudges. So anything that sort of pisses her off, she will just happily just slaughter them.
Yeah.
To some extent. So she can sort of connect that with Pedrick as well. And then Point's character attack is really new. So at the moment, I can't really say anything about that. Mm-hmm. But for Weird Hal, for example, he is just a loose cannon in Vistra's eyes. Amusing, endearing, but definitely a loose cannon. And she just kind of wants to keep him from hurting himself a little bit. But also, for Vistra, her kind of mission, I think, in the story is to find some sort of gold, some sort of treasure that really fulfills her heart, because nothing has been after she started distancing herself from people.
Yeah.
But I think secretly she wants to, actually have a bond with friends and stuff. And so she's kind of seeing whether she'll whether that will happen with this group of merry people, and see whether that could happen or not, or whether she just continues being a rogue, going after treasure to fulfill a part of her heart. So yeah.
It's an interesting sort of motivation, isn't it? The desire for material things over people, because they're less likely to get damaged, destroyed, hurt. And we had a bit of a sensitive moment for your character in the last time, so that was quite interesting. I mean, you said to me afterwards that you quite liked that, because it allowed you to to kind of express the grief without your character kind of breaking down, but able to reflect upon the sort of what was lost. Okay, I have to mention this because it probably was one of the bigger things that happened in our last campaign. We have a new member of the party, or at least a temporary member. Well, we don't know where he's going right now. You guys don't know if he's going to stick around, because you've met him today. So you met him in the last sessions, last week. Tak is now the Lightfoot halfling is now hanging around with you. He's another rogue as well. He's a thief, not an arcane trickster, and he's been playing very characterfully, even when a certain someone was playing him as well the last week. But I'd like to get your impression. I mean, I'd like to just. How do you feel about a new character joining the group? I mean, what are your hopes for that?
I personally am thrilled. Pedrick, however, was a little apprehensive at first. He was like, I don't know. He don't trust these people anyway. And he's like, this guy just comes from nowhere. But he's kind of starting to grow on him. As he watches him, he doesn't realize himself that, some of the fearless things he sees this little guy do is motivated by the coin. But still sitting back and watching him just dwell into things, Pedrick has been quite enjoying it.
Oh no, it's yeah. I mean, I liked how you brained him when you first met him. Your first interaction with him was basically smacking him on the head with your mace. That was quite interesting.
Even if it was accidentally, but
yeah. You rolled a natural 1, if I remember correctly. You rolled a natural 1, which that was in you're swinging for the sturgeon and managed to hit him instead. What about you, Vistra? How do you feel? How does Vistra, the arcane trickster, feel about another rogue moving onto her turf?
It's interesting. There's some pros and cons. So like the con is like she sort of sees competition now, because she is not the only one after something shiny.
Yeah.
And she is not a natural at being a rogue. She just fell into this lifestyle, and so she's trying to get better. And she is more of the illusion sort of type with the spells and that. And so to see this more practical or more touchy-feely thief that actually will just try and go for your pockets, she's kind of like, have I made the right decision with my life choices for like getting the treasure? Like, am I going to be in competition with this guy now for every single little jewel and every single gold coin? But some of the pros though is that she gets to meet another rogue, another person like her, and also similar stature as well, not like a 7-foot dragonborn or something, or 6-foot dragon. I can't remember what Rogar is. I think he's 7 foot.
He's 7 foot. He's 7 foot.
Yeah. Basically, she's got someone that's near her height. So that's quite nice. She doesn't have to look up to someone, and she doesn't enjoy doing that anyway.
Well, actually, you're probably bigger than him, because you're a dwarf. You're about 5 foot. He's about 4 something. Because halflings are a bit smaller than dwarfs.
I'm 4 foot something. I can't remember exactly. I have to check my sheet. But I'm about 4 foot.
You're probably just a little bit bigger than he is. I'll need to check his height, but most halflings are about 4 foot. So they're about half the size of a grown man. And if a grown man is about 6 feet tall, then a halfling will be about 3 feet 5, 4 feet. He's not. Yeah. They're not massive.
But the other point is that because there's another rogue, it's like she can maybe see how to enhance herself and actually sort of train herself by watching another rogue do something. She's not on her own, so she can sort of look at him and see, oh, okay, he's at this level, and how do I sort of fit that in with me? I kind of want to do something similar. I kind of want to be at that level of something, you know. But it's going to be interesting because with, like, I think out of all of us, maybe Pedrick and Rogar are probably the biggest two for morality. I think we've had as well, actually. But yeah, but I can definitely see it in Rogar. I can definitely see it in Pedrick about morality, doing the right thing. And so you got two rogues, not just one. And I think Rogar is already trying and maybe teach me, or I get this feeling like he's trying to persuade me not to go for the gold, but to go for the people. And so now we've got Tag, and I don't think he could be ever changed. So it's going to be interesting to see Rogar and Pedrick and Without go, stop trying to steal stuff. We've got people to look after, and Tag's like, yeah, well, I'm just going to take this, you know, that sort of thing. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that relationship works. I know that there's already going to be some beef with me and the others when it comes to bigger treasures that Visha may not be able to hold herself back from taking because she wants it. So yeah,
she's got a bit of Gollum in her, hasn't she? I want the process.
But she's still very protective of families as well, and so, you know, it's not so much about having them close to her heart. It's just more about she's got this protective instinct, and so, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a close relationship or a distant relationship. She'll still look after them. I mean, when we first entered Greenest, we had the family right at the start, that, you know, and we lost the kid and we lost the mother, and Vishal was like, oh no, and was going after the others, you know, that were causing the pain, really. And yeah, and also, you know, fighting along with other people. Point just said, I can change!
Yeah, I know, I saw. And Rogar said now he's thinking about giving someone a +5 to the back of the head for being a thief. Oh, Rogar, I mean, if you don't go goody two shoes paladin, I don't know. Take a law and order sort of oath. I don't know. It's really. I mean, I'm really interested in seeing whether all your characters go. Okay, we got about 10 minutes left before I think we got to finish up. So I've got a few more, maybe just two more questions. One's a bit longer, one's a bit shorter. First of all, favorite NPC you've liked so far. This is feedback for me, I think.
Okay, I'll let Pedro go first because I'm still trying to think, actually. So I keep going into the walls. You go first, Pedrick.
Pedrick hasn't had a whole lot of interaction with a lot of the NPCs because those took part in the first couple of episodes before I joined. So the only one I've had much with is, I want to say it was Leonidas. And so, you know, just because of default, that's going to have to be my favorite NPC because I haven't really had much interaction with the others.
I think it's Leonis, not Leonidas. Leonidas is from 300.
Yeah, the Spartans still got that whole war mentality going on there.
Yeah, sorry. This is your quest. But yeah, no, yeah. So I mean, Leonis has been probably your most interaction you've done. You're right, probably. You did meet Falcon Moon as well, very very briefly. I remember you met Falcon Moon, yeah, I think that was it. I don't think you've actually met many other characters other than those two. What about you, Vistra? Favorite NPC so far? And it can be even one your character hasn't met. It doesn't have to be one your character's met. You can even talk about one.
I think it's a mixture between the grieving father. I can't remember his name. Cuff. So Cuff, Cobbler the tailor, and I have a feeling I would be inkling towards the matron at Greenest as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but then also like some of the kobolds at the raiders camp, the ones that Rogar spoke to straight away, and when they gave them money, oh my god, they were so gleeful and so gracious, and oh, it was so cute. Hashtag adopt a kobold. But yeah, so it's a toss-up between those ones, really. But if I really, really had to pick, I don't know. I kind of think Cobbler the tailor, because he's such an interesting NPC.
Okay, he is interesting. I like playing him because he's self-interested and he's a coward. So he's a bit of a coward. He's a bit self-interested, but he's a good businessman. So he's able to talk when he sees an opportunity for money. He can be quite bold, but when he's sort of being asked to do anything else, he's a little bit apprehensive about that. Although he was quite brave with Weird Hal egging him on, giving him a bit of inspiration. Okay. So that's interesting. Some good feedback there for me. I know everybody was upset that Rogar wasn't able to adopt a kobold. Everybody was saying, "Why didn't you let him adopt a kobold?" I'm not going to talk about my NPCs, right? People might turn up again. People might not turn up again. It really depends upon what the players do. It's like in a video game. If you don't go near the town, you won't get to meet the NPCs. If you don't interact with them or do their quest, they may not change their opinion of you, etc. But yeah, I mean, I understand where you're going. I mean, the thing I have with NPCs is there's not a lot of description of NPCs in the Horde of the Dragon Queen, so a lot of it is there's quite a lot of on the fly stuff. So I'm glad you're liking that.
You've done really well then, I think, to do so many off the fly.
Well, no, I mean some of them they've all got little outlines really, but then you got to be adapt because you guys ask questions I can't answer sometimes. So it's like you guys go, "Where's the best place to do this?" And I just go, would he know that? Would he know that? Would he know that? Would he know that?
Just to put it out there, you do a fabulous job of the interactions and your expressions with NPCs and bringing the world around us to life. You do a fabulous job.
Oh god! Well, thank you so much. And sorry, Susan Kitty says #Cult of Rogar. Yeah. Well, I'm really thanks. I mean, that's good to know, and it's good feedback as well. So I need to keep doing more of that. All right, last question, and this one's an easy one. I think probably for most of you. Most annoying enemy so far you've had to face. Most annoying foe, or worst foe. It doesn't have to be annoying; it could be the worst foe as well.
Well, I'm going to have to give that to the Taker of My Eye, just because of the damage they created on us, and the stench and smell and the whole experience of fighting those 3 troglodytes was just awful.
Oh,
just
yeah.
awful.
Yeah, troglodytes are kind of a weird enemy. They're not the strongest, but you get them in a group and they've got a lot of attacks. That's the problem. They have a lot of attacks and they can poison you. And so, I mean, I personally feel that their challenge rating is too low. I think it should be a bit higher than that. But you know, it is also how you approach. It's how you approach them. And unfortunately, they kind of got the drop on you. And I feel if they hadn't got the drop on you, then maybe you would have been able to take them out much easier. It's just that they got that surprise round where they did a ton of damage and they ambushed you. Yeah. So So what about you, Vistra? Do you have a?
Yeah, I think it's the Sturges.
The Sturges.
She did not like the mosquitoes. I think it's probably triggered by the fact that she couldn't see very well in the dark because of the bats being awoken and flying around. So I think that made it harder. But considering that she generally sort of does, she can do melee, that's fine. But I think she tends to prefer to be more of a ranged attacker. And so when you've got like only 5 feet that you can see, that does nothing really, and then obviously they grab onto you and they suck the life from you, and then it's like you've got to try and pull them off, and then you've got to hit them, and then Rogar's trying to back them off me, and I'm trying to back them off another person, and it's just like, just go away. So I don't think that's the worst, but I think that's the most annoying. I think maybe the worst is probably what was it? I think it was the bigger drakes. I'd say those were the worst.
The guard drakes.
The guard drakes, yeah, those were the worst. Some of the little ones that we had in where we are at the moment, but yeah, the previous ones, the bigger ones we have had to deal with. I'd say that was the worst, I think, but we'll see if that changes.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure it will.
Probably.
Well, we're still in combat with them. So when we get back to our game in about an hour, we'll be able to see that. How that goes. Okay, this is the very, very last question, and this is a personal one, and it's for you as an individual. If you had a theme song to represent your life, what would it be? Or even if you're walking down the street, if you had a theme song for yourself playing in your head, what would it be?
Nothing Else Matters.
Nothing Else Matters.
I think it would be Nothing Else Matters. That's what first jumped into my head, and I'm not going to change it. I'm going to stick with my instinct.
Okay, Nothing Else Matters. Okay.
It's kind of a toss-up for me, both by the same artist, The Worry List, and I Hope You're Happy, both by Blue October.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's two good choices. I like that.
What about for you, GM?
Me?
On you. As a GM right now, what song would suit your GM personality?
Oh, I'm thinking something like "Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright." I think that might be the get a bit of Bob Marley out there. Probably something like that. I don't know. I don't normally have a theme song in my head, but at the moment as a GM, probably that's sometimes when you guys are like going, we're gonna do this, in my head I've got something like that playing.
Are you sure it's not Let the Bodies Hit the Floor?
Probably that's the other. Let the bodies hit the floor. Maybe, or it's like or something like Dark Knight or Black Knight. By is it Deep Purple? No, who's it? Black Knight feels right. Who sings that song?
I don't know that one. I don't recognise it.
That's Deep Purple, I'm pretty sure. Smoke on the Water, guys. Anyway, yeah, I feel so old. All right, so guys, we are going to end our. Excuse me. Sorry, Suzukitty says. There's a picture of the Kobold. Yes, there is.
Yeah,
it's only in line art at the moment, Suzukitty. I am painting it on my thing at the moment, so I'm going to hopefully get it looking a lot cuter. It's mainly just line art, and I'm not very good at drawing, so apologise.
Oh, it's good though. It's very chibi-like.
It is
really
chibi. I've gone for the classic anime chibi style. I do need to modify Rogar though, because I need to make him look a bit more Rogar-like. He's at the moment almost like generic dragon warrior at the moment. I need to modify him and make him look a bit more personal. Yeah. But I wasn't sure what he wore until I saw like the more recent design that he did for his hero thingy character. Now I can kind of Hero Forge. Model. Yeah. So I can adjust it now to make it look a bit more on the ball. Yeah. I bet it's super adorable already. Oh, thanks, Suzukitty.
It really is.
Anyway, guys, we're going to end the stream here. If we would love to have you join us tonight in about an hour. We're going to be I say roughly an hour. It's normally like an hour. It's probably 11:15 we normally start. It just depends when we can get the cameras sorted out by that point. But we'd love to have you join us. We're in the middle of a very interesting part of the campaign. Please feel free to basically watch these guys try and fight their way through the rest of the hatchery. And well, whatever there is in the hatchery, you don't know, and I'm not going to tell you. So, so that's it for us today, guys. Thank you so much. Please join us for the actual game starting in about an hour's time, and please, if you like this video and you want to watch more, please. We're trying to grow the channel. It's just a great little community of people who love games, who love tabletop RPG, who love streaming, who love board games, and painting, and all this lovely nerdy geeky things that we're all so fond of. So if you do like what you see here, please just give us a like, just subscribe. I don't mean to be like one of those people who says point down, point here in the corner and click that. But we're trying to grow our base, trying to get our name out there a little bit more, so we can meet more, not for money or anything, but just to meet more people and to get more people involved. And we'd love to have you as part of our community. So thank you so much.
And feel free to join the Discord as well, because then if you do want to actually play with us or join us with the content and the different show slots that we are trying to get done, then obviously you could actually be here with us, hanging out and just having a laugh. So that's
Yeah,
what we're looking for.
we've got a Discord group. We've got a Twitch. We've got Twitter. We've got Instagram. We're gonna get
pretty much on all of them.
pretty much everything. D Live. Everything's the Meeple Palace. The Meeple Palace. Please join us and become one of us, as Will says. One of us.
Yeah. Because Mimo Games Zander, he is my partner. We are actually in the same building. I'm banished into a room so we don't catch each other on the mic. But Babe Zander, I don't think we'll do a raid, because we'll do a raid after our
we'll do a raid after the game. Yeah.
If you just when you're ready, if you just switch to the debrief ending scene.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry. We're back. Sorry. If there's anything else left to say. The reason everything's a bit iffy is because they've left me in charge of clicking the buttons, and I'm pretty bad at all that. So we're just going to say goodbye, guys, and we'll see you again in about an hour. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.